Imagine waking up in a country where gaining weight is almost impossible. The vending machines sell fresh fish and rice bowls. The convenience stores have roasted chicken and salads for $4. Even McDonald's portions are half the size. This isn't fiction, it's Japan. And anyone who moves there eating like a normal person loses weight without trying. Meanwhile, America's obesity rate just hit 42%, almost 10 times Japan's 4.5%. The average American would be considered overweight in Tokyo. So what's Japan's secret? Green tea? Genetics? More gyms? Actually, no. Only 3% of Japanese people have gym memberships compared to 21% of Americans. Japanese people smoke more, 25% versus 13%. They sleep less, yet they stay thin. The answer? The entire food environment is designed differently. In America, the system is built to make you fat. In Japan, it's built to keep you thin. Let's start with the numbers. Since 1960, America's obesity rate exploded from 12% to over 42% today. That's a 350% increase. Japan, 4.5%. That means America's obesity rate is almost 10 times higher. Now you might think Japanese people are just more disciplined, or they have better genetics. Wrong. Studies of Japanese immigrants prove it's environmental. When Japanese people move to America and adopt American eating habits, their obesity rates skyrocket to match Americans. It's not genetics, it's the food environment. A 2008 study in the journal Preventive Medicine compared physical activity in American and Japanese men. Japanese men walked an average of 9,055 steps daily. Americans, 7,878 steps. That's 1,177 more steps. But that's just one piece of the puzzle. Here's the first key. In Japan, convenience doesn't mean junk. Let me show you what I mean. In America, there are 15 times more fast food establishments per person than in Japan. Your convenient breakfast options look like this: McDonald's Egg McMuffin, Denny's Super Slam, a croissant that tastes like cardboard. But Japan has 55,000 convenience stores, almost 10 times more per square kilometer than America. And these aren't American-style gas stations. Walk into a Japanese 7-Eleven, and for about $9, you get fish simmered in miso, ramen-style eggs, a rice ball, roasted chicken, a salad, green tea. They have fresh fish, steamed chicken with pickled vegetables, boiled eggs, shrimp and broccoli. Even the bento boxes, the lunch boxes, are far healthier than anything at an American convenience store. An American convenience store? Chips, candy, processed food, maybe some nuts if you're lucky. That fried chicken sitting under a heat lamp for 6 hours. The standard for food in Japan is just higher. Even when Japanese people are busy with no time to cook, they can still eat reasonably well. In America, you're getting Doritos and a gas station hot dog. This isn't about individual choice anymore. It's about what's available when you need food now. Here's something that shocked me when I learned it. Japanese sweets aren't sweet enough for Americans. When Americans visit Japan, they complain the cakes don't taste like anything. When Japanese people visit America, they say everything is way too sweet. The numbers prove it. Americans eat 33.7 kilograms of sugar per year. Japanese people eat 17.7 kilograms, almost exactly half. And here's why this matters. A 2016 study found that after just 2 months on a low-sugar diet, people rated sweet foods as 40% sweeter than before. Your taste buds adapt. Japanese people aren't more disciplined. They just got used to less sweet food. So now even mildly sweet things taste sweet enough. Meanwhile, American food companies keep adding more sugar because we're all desensitized and can't taste it anymore. Look at portion sizes. A large soda at McDonald's in Japan is the same size as a small in America. The American large is twice as big. Even milk cartons are smaller in Japan. And get this, they sell drinks with the selling point that they're small. The label says nomikiri, a size you can finish. Half-size drinks are everywhere in vending machines. I asked Japanese people, why don't you want a bigger drink for just 10 yen more? Their response, it's too much. I don't want to waste it. In America, we're trained to think more for your money equals value. In Japan, they're trained to think the right amount equals value. It's a completely different mindset. And here's the kicker. The average Japanese person drinks 30 liters of soda per year. The average American drinks 154 liters, 5 times more. When Japanese people go out to eat, less than 10% order soda. Most drink water or tea. In America, free refills train us to chug liquid sugar all day. In Japan, that doesn't exist. This might be the most important difference, and it starts in childhood. In 1970, American schools made a decision that would poison generations of children. The law changed. Schools could now hire private, for-profit companies to feed students. What happened? Tater tots, sloppy joes, chocolate milk for breakfast, pizza, processed garbage. In 2024, students in New Jersey protested because the food was literally inedible. Now flip to Japan. Every school has a government-mandated nutritionist who plans the meals. The food is made from scratch every single day. A typical Japanese school lunch: a small bowl of rice, fermented soybeans, roasted fish, miso soup, pickled vegetables, and kids eat this from age 6 to age 18. That's 12 years of learning what normal, healthy food looks like and tastes like. By the time you're an adult in Japan, your baseline for food is completely different. In America, kids grow up thinking chicken nuggets and pizza are normal meals. In Japan, fish and vegetables are normal. One person I interviewed said, "You're not going to see fat children in Japan. It's very rare, and that carries you your whole life. It sets your diet." This is nutritional education that actually works. Not a poster about the food pyramid. Actual food every day for 12 years. American restaurants have a weird philosophy. Give people huge portions so they feel like they got their money's worth. Japan doesn't do this, and there are two big reasons why. First, the concept of Mottainai, waste is shameful. In Japanese elementary and middle schools, if you can't finish your meal, you don't get lunch break. You sit there until it's done. One Japanese person told me, "I remember some of my friends couldn't finish eating and were crying while eating." The idea is you cannot waste food because that's the life of plants and animals. Leaving food on your plate is considered bad manners in Japan. It's disrespectful. This isn't taught in words. It's enforced in schools for 12 years. Second reason, doggy bags don't really exist in Japan. You're expected to finish your meal at the restaurant. So restaurants serve portions most people can actually finish in one sitting. Most snack packages in Japan are sized so you can comfortably finish them without feeling stuffed. Look how small these chocolate packages are. Compare that to America, where a single serving of chips is actually 2.5 servings if you read the label. But nobody reads the label. They eat the whole bag. One Japanese person put it simply, "If you eat the normal American diet, you'll get fat. In Japan, if you just eat what everyone else eats, you get thin." Here's something most people don't think about. Japanese cities are designed for walking. American cities are designed for cars. A 2008 study found Japanese people walk on average 2,000 steps more per day than Americans. But it's not because they're trying to exercise. It's because they have to. Car ownership in Japan is expensive and often impractical. Most people use public transit, and getting to the train station means walking. Coming home from the station means walking. Going to the grocery store? You're walking. Going to a restaurant? Walking. The infrastructure forces incidental physical activity into every single day. In America, we drive everywhere. The average American suburb has no sidewalks, no public transit. You need a car to function. Physical education is mandatory in Japanese schools. Children walk or cycle to school starting at age 7, independently. No parent dropping them off in an SUV. Japanese workplaces promote health through annual mandatory checkups and wellness programs. The workplace culture itself reinforces healthy habits. Meanwhile, American workplaces have vending machines full of candy and soda. The infrastructure is designed to keep you sedentary and eating junk. Now here's where it gets really interesting. In 2008, Japan passed something called the Metabo law, and it's probably the most aggressive anti-obesity policy in the world. The law requires all Japanese citizens aged 40 to 74 to have their waistlines measured during mandatory annual health checkups. That's 56 million people getting measured every single year. The limits are 33.5 inches for men and 35.4 inches for women. If you exceed these limits, you're required to attend counseling sessions, receive monitoring through phone and email, and get motivational support. But here's the real enforcement mechanism. If companies don't reduce the number of overweight employees by specific targets, the company gets fined. We're talking millions of dollars in penalties. NEC, Japan's largest personal computer maker, faced up to $19 million in fines for failing to meet waistline targets. Matsushita, which makes Panasonic products, had to measure the waistlines of 80% of employees, plus their families and retirees. The company literally distributed Metabo check towels that double as tape measures to employees to help them stay under the limit. Critics say this is government overreach, but Japan's reasoning is simple. They're an aging nation with low birth rates. Healthcare costs are projected to double by 2020. They literally can't afford an obesity epidemic. So they made it everyone's problem, especially employers, and it worked. Companies now offer discounted gym memberships, create special diet plans for employees, and promote walking during work hours. Can you imagine this in America? Employers getting fined millions because their workers are fat? It would never happen. But that's exactly why Japan's obesity rate is 4.5% and America's is 42%. There's one more factor that doesn't get talked about enough: seed oils. And Japan uses half the amount Americans do. Americans consume about 720 calories per day from highly processed vegetable oils, soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, sunflower oil. That's 20% of total daily calories from industrial seed oils. Japan, they consume about half that amount. And here's why it matters. These oils are linked to inflammation, metabolic issues, and weight gain. In Japan, you can buy seed oils and people do cook with them, but restaurants and home cooks still use more traditional fats. And more importantly, Japan doesn't have the same level of ultra-processed foods loaded with seed oils. Walk down an American grocery aisle and read the ingredients. Soybean oil is in everything. Crackers, bread, salad dressing, frozen meals. Restaurant food is deep fried in it. In Japan, while seed oil consumption has increased, it's still far below American levels. This is another systematic difference that adds up over time. So why can't Americans just copy Japan's system? Because the infrastructure doesn't exist. Food deserts. 23.5 million Americans live in areas with no access to fresh, healthy food. The only option is a gas station or dollar store with processed junk. Car dependency. American cities are built for cars, not walking. No sidewalks. No public transit. Walking to the grocery store isn't an option. It's a 40-minute drive. School lunch, privatized since 1970. Profit-driven companies serve the cheapest possible food. No nutritionists, no fresh cooking, just reheated processed meals. Corporate incentives. American companies have zero incentive to keep employees healthy. In fact, the food industry makes more money when you're obese. They sell you junk food, then sell you diet products, then profit from your medical treatments. It's not a bug in the system. It's the system working exactly as designed. America's food environment is engineered to make you fat and keep you fat. So what can you do as an individual trapped in this system? First, avoid seed oils. That means cooking at home more. When you eat out, ask what oil they use. Choose restaurants that cook with butter, olive oil, or animal fats. Second, size down your portions. Use smaller plates. Split restaurant meals. Stop eating until you're stuffed. Eat until you're no longer hungry. There's a difference. Third, walk more. Not for exercise, just build it into your life. Park far away. Take stairs. Walk to nearby destinations. Get a pedometer and aim for 8,000 to 10,000 steps daily. Fourth, if you have kids, fight for better school lunches. Go to school board meetings. Demand nutritionists. Demand fresh cooked food. They're forming eating habits that will last a lifetime. Fifth, create your own food environment. Stock your kitchen with whole foods. Make healthy food the convenient option at home. Meal prep on Sundays so you're not grabbing fast food all week. You can't change the system, but you can create a microenvironment in your own life that mimics Japan's food culture. Look, I'm not saying Japan is perfect. They have their own health issues. And yes, their system has aspects that would never work in America, like the government measuring your waistline. But here's what's undeniable. They've maintained a 4.5% obesity rate, while America hit 42%. They did it through systematic changes, not individual willpower. The food environment determines your weight more than anything else. You can have all the discipline in the world, but if you're surrounded by junk food, supersized portions, and car-dependent infrastructure, you're fighting an uphill battle. Japan proves it doesn't have to be this way. Their system works. The question is, will America ever care enough to change? Start with what you can control: your kitchen, your portions, your daily movement. Small changes in your microenvironment add up over time.